Hello and welcome to the Raw Vegan Guru channel where we are raising our health consciousness. Today I'm going to be making a cantaloupe, blueberry, and ginger smoothie. The reason I thought this would be important to do today is because we really need to focus on boosting our immune system. We really need to get those defenses up, and we need to be able to absorb vitamin C and other vital vitamins so that we will be able to deflect bacteria, infections, and viruses. So I'm using my ginger, and why would I be using that? Well, because it's antiviral. It's also very potent in antioxidants, and it helps with respiratory infection. Although you don't want to use ginger if you ever have a fever with a respiratory infection, because then it could be counterproductive. So a lot of these fruits that I'm using today, for example, I also forgot to mention I'll be hitting a little lemon in there, is the antioxidant power. And what are antioxidants? You hear this all the time. Antioxidants, they prevent and they slow cell damage. So our body is made up of, what is the math on that? I don't know, billions to the trillions, can't say, of cells. Everything is made up of cells. So if we say we're going to focus on our kidneys, we're going to focus on our lungs, it's all interstitially a cell. So we want to always get to the cell itself, and we want to protect it, and we want to rejuvenate it, and we don't want it to oxidize. We don't want it to be affected by acidity. We want things to be in a harmonious balance. So the immune system, what is that? We hear this all the time. It's a defense system, and it has many biological functions, and basically it is your first defense and strongest system to fight off against disease. And disease usually is coming from the outside, or we're putting it inside with our food choices and other decisions. We can get into that at another time. So it is vital that we keep a healthy immune system. Now that actually is easier than you think, because if we just eat a whole raw food vegan diet every day, we're going to be having a complete balance of all of these different minerals, vitamins, antioxidants that are going to be feeding and strengthening the immune system the entire time. So I'm going to be using the cantaloupe as well. And cantaloupe is another very strong antioxidant. It has high vitamin C, and it is very good in reducing stress and giving you great organic water. If you've never heard that term, organic water is in a lot of fruits, that it's organic. Because it holds true, clean, clear water that your cells will actually absorb. So then we have our lemon. That's an astringent. That's going to also help to break up the mucus and congestion that you may get in the lungs, especially during the winter months or during the most recent pandemic, where we have infection of the lungs, or we have mucus going on, and we have different issues with infection. So that's a really good one. And then blueberries, again, a consistent, strong antioxidant, vitamin C, and it is really, really beneficial for everything. All right, so I have my ginger right here, and I'm really trying to just go through this quickly without getting into the details and specifics of everything, because I think it's just really important that we start boosting our immune system, and it's so simple to do that once we start feeling great, then we can get into the specifics. So my ginger right here, I'm actually not going to be putting the whole rhizome root piece into my blender. I want to shave off this skin. It's kind of woody, and that is going to be difficult to digest, and it's not going to give me everything I need the way I need it, because it's going to be a little more taxing on the digestive system. So I'm always going to be just shaving as much as I can and staying as close as I can to not losing the actual fibrous material here. Now, you are not going to get every single nook and cranny. As you can see, we have these different little sidelines, And I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to get the main points here. I'm just going to get the stuff I can get. And also, whenever you're working with your fruits and vegetables, it is so important to have a really good sharp knife, because a sharp knife is safer than having a dull knife. So don't be intimidated by a sharp knife. Support it fully. So I'm just going to shave as much as I can. I'm not going to get into surgery here. Looking good. Now I'm just going to chop it up into just smaller pieces so that my blender will be able to break this up. It won't be just one big chunk of brick. Then I'm going to add my cantaloupe. Now everything I use, by the way, is organic. Conventional fruits and vegetables have an array of herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers, GMO, that are all toxic and poisonous, not only to you and your vital structure, but also to the environment itself. And the reason that is because the corporations behind the chemical contamination of our planet and food stock are trying to lower our vibration. So they're basically trying to alter our ability to be in tune with ourself and the universe, and that transfer of vibration and frequency. So they kind of cause these disruptions. You have fluoride in water sources that blocks and encrusts the pineal gland. So they know what they're doing in the evil game. So they always remind me of like Cobra Commander, because he wanted to take over the world. And that's actually what they're thinking too, instead of just being a community in harmony of love and peace, because that's actually why we're here, and that's what we should be doing, because that's our purpose. So yeah, you want to always use the organic, because the chemicals, they hurt, and the organic foods, that's your worth. All right, so now my blueberries. Now with blueberries and also like raspberries, I'm always looking at them and I'm checking right here inside of the little nub on each end. And the reason I do that is because if you ever see any whitening, that means that mold has started to grow. And mold grows quickly and easily in berries. So we really want to keep an eye on that, because we don't want to introduce any fungus or molds into our system, because then it's going to take a little more effort and energy to combat that. So we always want to do things that aren't going to cause us to have to take a step back and deal with it. Let's deal with it right now. Let's do it right. It's like doing a job incorrectly and then you have to go back and fix it. It's the same thing with our systems. Let's do it right the first time and feel great. All right, so these are looking really good. I just got them. They're really fresh. I'm going to add a little pinch of Himalayan pink sea salt. That has about, I think I was reading out of number, math was always difficult, 20 or 24 minerals that we can absorb through that. And it's just awesome. We should always touch base with sea salt. I don't think that we should be using it every day. But I just kind of jump into the water once in a while. So now I have coconut. I'm going to add about a third cup there of organic coconut. Again, coconut is a antioxidant and it's a superfood. You can't go wrong. Let me add a little bit more cantaloupe because I want this to be a little bit thick. Now with the cantaloupe I have, as you can see in this jar, I cut my fruit beforehand the best I can, and then I'll jar it and I'll keep it in the fridge and use it within about a week. So if you want to know how to cut cantaloupe, I do have a Raw Vegan Guru video on the playlist that goes over that. So for my lemons, my organic lemons, so I'm not going to be worrying about washing off the skin, whereas if you ever can't get organic lemon, citrus has a little bit more resilience to the contamination factor, so you could utilize them if that's all there is. You would really want to scrub and wash that outer skin because of all that residue from Cobra Commander. All right, so now I'm just going to squeeze in my lemon. Bada boom, bing, bing. I love this hand squeezer here because it gets right to business. I've used so many different types of citrus squeezers, and I've had a lot of failures. That's the whole thing when you're doing something that you're really passionate about on a daily basis and you really care about it. You are going to find out real fast what works and what doesn't. So I love that little hand squeezer. So now I've got my concoction ready to go there, and I'm going to add some water. I guess I didn't have that out and ready. Bam, 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 bam. Now, what I like to tell my clients when it comes to the immune system, when it's like, why the immune system? Why is it so important? Why should we focus on it? It's really, to me, like the Great Wall of China. So if you walk up to the Great Wall of China and you try to get over it and climb, you're not going to be able to. But if you get a chisel, or you have a high-powered machine to drill a hole, or maybe you dig a tunnel and you get past it, that is what free radicals and chemicals and other basically negative elements like bacteria and the viruses, all of the things that are not going to work with you, they're going to work against you. Once they get past that wall, then they're going to try to multiply and build a family. So you really want to keep that wall structured. You want to make sure and patrol it every day so there aren't any holes in it. And if anybody's trying to dig, fill that hole right back up quickly so that you can get back to business and know that being on the other side is safe and healthy. All right, so let's get a blend in. This is going to have some sound that's going to be loud. I go to different speeds here because I want to start with grinding up that ginger first, and then I'm going to work on the softer elements like the cantaloupe and the blueberry. Looking good. Magic's happening. And there we are. That looks perfect. So that is my immune boosting smoothie for the day. So I'm going to drink about half of this, and then I'm going to put the other half in a jar or so, and then I'll have that later on. Also remember that the less that we tax our digestive system, the more our body will be able to focus on its defense, and it will be able to be more in check with the different positioning of the immune system itself, because it's different organs and different facility systems that are working in conjunction with each other. So when you drink your meals instead of eat it, you're giving your body that break from putting all of that energy into breaking down and digesting that heavier fibrous material. So then you will have more optimal ability to be healthier and feel lighter and have more clarity. Now, I do eat my vegetable salads in the evening, and I can't say that I feel the taxation from it because everything I do eat is raw and lighter. I'm not eating heavy broccoli. I would be shredding broccoli if I ate it. So that kind of example. You always want to be conscious of the less fibrous, the less dense, and the less taxing on the digestive system is only going to help you overall. Every time it's a score. So connect with me on Instagram and Twitter. DM and email me if you have any questions about a vegan and raw vegan transition, or how the heck you can start doing it and feel great. So remember, Raw Vegan Guru, I'm here to help raise your health consciousness. Gratitude and blessings, truly. Love ya.